Hi everyone, welcome to a very unique concept which at What's Creation we are building uh, for all the new employees or the team member that join your team or your brand. So we are calling it as a social media orientation program. The way we have HR orientation, the way we do engagement orientation when we join a new firm or a new company. So these days, with the importance of social media, I am sure everybody agrees that we all need this orientation program called social media orientation. I am sure most of it is something which we are already doing, and I am also sure that most of it is something which you want to do. However, with this small information about this orientation program, which I do it for most of my clients and most of my especially IT clients, on the professional world will help you to analyze your present professional social media status versus where you want to grow or where you want to come down. So that is really something I am looking forward to share with you in the next few minutes, and I would go through a little bit of presentations and a little bit of uh, case studies so that we can understand this topic. So as we all know, we did few sessions on what is the importance of social media, and I am sure everybody knows that. But I'm going to come back to a little bit different perspective, is how to keep our brand, how to keep our image on the professional social media platforms. So we have lots of social media platforms, but today I will be only concentrating on LinkedIn. Before that, I really want my viewers to go back and think that what kind of social media personality they are. Yes. So we have a concept called social media personality. It was a small research done by a professor in University of Winchester, and it was a very interesting article I read, and I really wanted to share with everyone today that there are around 12 social media personalities which you can sit and analyze and guess about yourself. So I'm going to go through each of them one by one. The first one is ultras. Okay, as you can see, the first one is ultras. The people who are ultras, they check their feeds dozen of times per day. I am surely that. I am being into a social media professional. I have no other choice. But otherwise, I am surely that. Once or twice in life, in 6 months, I take a social media break. I switch off the phone. That's the only way I can do it. So, ultras are people who keep checking their messages all the time. Deniers, this is the other one. They maintain that social media doesn't control their lives, but then they get anxious when they are unable to social media, so we call them deniers. So there are a lot of people who say no, I don't like it, I don't like it, but they enter into the phase. They are very anxious when they are not able to log in. Then we have a category called dippers. The dippers are infrequent use. They can go days and weeks without posting anything. So we have a lot of friends who are not on social media and they do not like it also. Another one is virgins who have never ever used it, as the name suggests. Lurkers. Lurkers are the one who they just keep a watch what others are saying, but they rarely participate. Then we have a category called peacock. They are these people who seek a high number of followers, fans, likes, and retweets, and they want to be in the celebrity status or influencers. Or a lot of my clients come to me and they want to become a peacock, which is fine. Ranters, as the name suggests, these are people who are highly opinionated, so they can have very strong views about A, B, C, D, X, Y, Z. Many a times, even I do that, but I have to take care, because when you are at the high or peak of your emotion, you may write or talk, end up saying something which you don't mean later. So we should avoid being a ranter. Then we have a category called ghost. So these are anonymous profiles. So there are people who have profiles with some other name, or they don't want to be seen. Then we have a changelings, which means it is a completely different personality online compared to the how you are in offline world. So I am something today and I am something tomorrow. I'm something on the world, social media world, something I have a version, and I have a different version when I am at home or I'm not on social media. Then we have a category called quizzers, who ask a lot of questions, as the name suggests. Then we have a category called informers, who are there to share the latest news, and they want to know more informations. And then the final one is approval and seekers, which constantly check feeds and update after posting, anxious for responses every time, check back karte rehte hain. So these are very nice division of categories which we are doing, and we should keep in mind, because everybody is not same, right? We should every human is different. At least we are able to categorize here in 12 categories, but still you are unique. And even for you and me also, we can be more than one. You don't have to be same. So I will keep this in your mind, these categories, whenever you talk to somebody. So it doesn't mean that everybody is same. I will move on why we need social media for keeping our online presence activated, right? There were times in traditional ways when we used to only meet people, when there was letter, there were other things. But what has happened is, with the emergence of internet and social media, we are able to exist at many places at the same time with least effort, right? And though if you think it in a way, it can be used in a lot of negative ways, but it is totally on you how you can use it for the growth of your own brand or for the growth of your business. There are things you can do on social media which can be negative in nature or which can be harmful. No, we do not want that. We want to stay positive, and we also want to keep our image positive. I may be sad someday, right? I may be depressed. I do not want people in my professional world to know that. You can do it on your personal profile, write a blog about it, share your feelings. Sharing feelings is not wrong. But let's stay positive when we are on a professional social media platform like LinkedIn. We get the opportunity to increase our visibility. We can further our brand reach. We can drive a lot of traffic to our profile, professional traffic, and among our team, right, whichever company we are working, we can attract their connections also. If they see that, okay, they are working with my friend's company and they would want to connect to you. So these are very basic advantages. We would cover LinkedIn today as one of the most used professional social media platform, because right as we talk, this number is increasing. We have 660 million registered users of LinkedIn in over 200 countries, which is a huge number, with 303 million of them being active on a monthly basis. And see, the best part of LinkedIn is, among these people, 90 million of these people are senior level influencers, and 63 million people are in a decision making position. Now, why this is important? Life is critical, we have very less time in life. How do I utilize my time? I do not want to spend my time with people who cannot influence my work. I do not want to give any of my likes or tweets or retweets to people who do not have any decision making powers. So example, I go for an interview, I meet somebody, I did not verify who that person is, and I speak for 2 hours. He's like, oh God, you're great, you're awesome, but you know what? I cannot decide whether I can hire you in this company or not. And you're like, what? What's going on? You wasted your 2 hours. Who is not taking the accountability? or who is not even passing the feedback of the interview to the next level in the hierarchy, so that person has no influence. So people who have influence, people who can make decisions, they come to LinkedIn. And that is where your ROI of your time matters. If I'm going to put 10 hours on Facebook and I put 15 minutes on LinkedIn, I am not doing justice to my professional world. I'm not saying not to go on Facebook. Okay, put 1 hour on Facebook and put 3 hours on LinkedIn in a week, in a month. But do the proportion well. And it's not that you only if you're very CEO, you aim to be a CEO, CXO, to stay updated of the latest news and technology. Also, we need to be very alert on LinkedIn. The most important advantage of LinkedIn that it allows us to create an online professional brand, right? Which can help us open doors to opportunities and network, and it may help us to grow in this world of social media and have a very strong professional presence. I'm going to share 9 steps, as you can see, very basic 9 steps. I think everybody who creates a LinkedIn profile does that, but people who are new to LinkedIn profile, people who have just created it and have not gone back and edited on the steps or the basic information, need to do that. As you can see, I'll very quickly go through it. One is we need to upload a professional photo. Actually, it matters a lot. Though personally you may be something else, but at a professional outing or at a professional platform, a professional photo matters. Add your industry, location, step 2. Step 3 is customize your LinkedIn URL. So when you go back and you go on the share button for your profile, you see a long list of characters come, alphabets. Now, which is fine. They have created my profile. Now 10 people of my present company is asking me, Neha, what's your profile? And I copy paste that, or I should do the share option, and this whole long list of character comes in. It's not wrong, it is fine. But the moment I put that whole long link of characters, people are like, "Arey yaar, isko kaun click karega," and all that stuff. So LinkedIn gives you a very unique feature of going up. It's on the top right, manage in your admin section, and you go customize your URL, and you put your name or put a hyphen and your name, put something, and make it short with some identity of yours, either your name, your company name. It takes some time, 24 hours for it to get activated, and once in 6 months you can change it again. You can't change it on daily basis. They have some rules. What happens is when my team member asks for me, okay, Neha, can you please share your LinkedIn profile? Immediately I shared. They would have asked to 10 more people. So the moment my name is written on the LinkedIn URL itself, they will know this is Neha. That's done, right? From there itself, you have started your self-branding. Oh, this is Neha Vatsala who has given her profile. Okay, they will not be confused between 10 more other profiles. And immediately you will be seen in a crowd. So I really love this particular feature of LinkedIn, and I keep telling everybody, even if it is for company page or your personal page, it really helps. Then there's an option called write a summary. Again, I would want all my users, even if they have written their summary, to keep revisiting it. What happens is in life, we keep achieving a lot of things. We keep learning a lot of things. We keep doing certification for a lot of things. So go ahead, sit alone with a piece of paper and think professionally what all you have done. It can be a big thing, it can be a small thing. Don't worry about that. Write down everything. Then summarize it to some small points and then upload it on your LinkedIn. Keep doing this every 6 months, because life changes professionally every 6 months at least. I do it monthly. I can go back and see if I like it, then I change it. But keep the skeleton of it same, starting from your graduation, post-graduation, certification, job summary. Try not to ranter, right? We learned the word ranter. a lot about XYZ certification. Make it more like a, do I want to work with you? Your summary should be such that, do I want to work with this person? Is he good enough? Will he accept me? Will he share knowledge? So keep the summary of your own profile a combination of you as a person and a combination of you as a technical, your SME, your technical strength. That is when people would be interested to work with you and would want to let you come in their team or in their company. This is what I feel, and it works for me and my clients. People may have different point of view, but I strongly believe in this. Then we have an option called describer experience. That is where you can go and ranter about all the things you have done, which is good. Then we have option of adding skills. Again, this is something I want. I suggest people minimum 5 hai. We have to do minimum 5. So 3 you do your for your SME, whatever you're good at. For me, it will be branding or social media. 2 should be for your general attitude of work, which is like teamwork, requirement gathering, or good listener. Keep it a balance. Don't write all SMEs or all technical points, or don't write all emotional points, because as a person I would again want to work with somebody who's good with teams, right? I do not want to work with a individual contributor. So these are some very basic points we need to take care while we are doing the initial description of our personal LinkedIn profile. List your education is very basic. Go and write down all the schools you were part of it and tag them, so that when people want, they can go back and go to those schools or colleges you were associated, and connect with, at least to start with, 50 to 100 connects. Now there is one angle which I really want to touch today, is the fact that LinkedIn wants all of us to look fair, right? The first impression they want us, or they want our clients to think for us, is that they are fair. Why I say so is because the restriction they have put on your homepage when you go to show the number of connections. So if I am 510 connections and if you are 599 connections, both of us will appear as 500 connections. Though later we can click on it and figure out how many connections this person has. The first impression which LinkedIn want all the users of LinkedIn to stay neutral, if you have reached to that 500, is that number remains to 500. Very nice, very creative, and very, very fair. So for you who is 510, or for somebody who is 5,000, the look and feel will be the same. So go ahead, at least target for 500 connections. Try not to get into too many levels of connections. Try to get into connections where you have had met those people. Go back to your old contacts, leave them a small text. Hi, I'm this, I am X, I am Y, we met here, we met there. Don't barge into people, don't go into connection. There's no use by just increasing your connections. Leave a small text to everybody. Everybody is here to network. They will say, oh, you are wasting my time, or they will not accept connection. But at least be true why you want to connect with them. That is a very important strategy in building real connections for your page. Otherwise, though, you can always go 100 to 100, one second level, third level connection, we can make 5,000. But does it help? No. So another way of increasing connection is attend a lot of online events it's happening these days. Listen to them, take feedbacks, take notes, do a summary of that, and then from there, in your thank you note, tag all of them. They will also like, if you write good about them, if you really learned, just share all of that stuff, and it increases. Then you are seen in their network. They will also like you and connect with you. So these are very basic ways of connecting with new network, apart from what you already have in your school, college connections. Don't miss out those people. And the most important thing is how to utilize the features of tagging and the features of hashtag. This is again very, very important. We need to tag people, otherwise we will be in our own world of four walls. Nobody knows what we are doing. So you need to make your content so lucrative that people would want to come to you and they would want to read what she's writing. Even if you're tagging them, it should make it very, give them respect, give them love, honor their knowledge. These are the very small things. Everybody likes that. So that is one angle which you should always take care when you're tagging people. And hashtag, everybody knows the things which are on going in trend these days. We need to go back and figure out what is trending, what all as per your content, what is the hashtag that is trending. If you want to create your own hashtag, go ahead and do that. What happens is, I'll just give a very brief because I think everybody knows it, but still, hashtags are just a way of clubbing people or clubbing information together. So for example, I do a hashtag branding. So everybody on this earth over LinkedIn who is talking on branding will be notified that this particular note was sent about branding. So if I do a search of branding, all the users who have written something about branding will be shown to me. So what happens is, it helps you to filter. Also, it helps you to be seen among those kind of hashtags or those kind of topics. So hashtag is a very unique advantage, and it is a very nice features used by most of the social media. And it also helps you to filter the crowd, the correct crowd, and target your people whom you want to connect with, or the kind of information you want to connect with. I think these are the very basic stuff. Few very out of the technical things which I want to discuss is, the basic networking etiquettes, or keep updating your social media profile over LinkedIn, and have some contents where people are highly convinced that they should keep following you. So your content should be very lucrative for your followers or your present connections. Keep tagging your company, your brand, your colleague, or some associations or some companies, whatever. Keep tagging as many as you can. And two very important key points which I will share and then wrap this session is: sit with no disturbance. Look at yourself and think, okay, this is how I am in life, which can be AA. But this is what I want to be seen in the professional world, which can be B, or A plus 10, or A plus 15. Think very peacefully of what you did in past, what you are doing presently, and what you want to do in future with your professional life. It has no impact with your personal life. Keep your personal life at peace so that you can contribute in your professional life. Do not think that I am not this in personal life and I cannot do that in my profession. No ways at all. It may impact, the vibes may impact, but at the end of the day, create a vision that this is what I want to be in my professional life, and these are the steps, these are the companies, these are the news, these are the people I want to be associated with on the social media platform. So it's a unique opportunity of creating yourself professionally on LinkedIn, and try to keep it as real as possible. So if you meet 10 people a day, tag 20, but don't tag 1000. Keep it real, keep it fair, and grow accordingly. That will get you correct networks. That is the most important thing. And one thing which Vats Creation team very strongly believe, and mostly all our clients are aware of it, is how not let social media impact you as a person. How not let social media make you like one of the commoners, like everybody is doing, so hum bhi karenge. Not that attitude. Even though we are in the social media, we do not encourage any of our clients or any of our friends or family, as a matter of fact, Keep your identity unique, showcase your strength, and don't ever get carried away with social media. You should be in such a position that you control your life using social media and not let social media control you. Do not get carried away in the pressure of social media. Stay true. Little bit cosmetic, okay, fine, no problem, but do not walk away from your path. Do not use social media for wrongdoings, and concentrate on using it for building networks and connections which may help you professionally with your business, with your brand, or as a matter of fact, for some personal need, hospital needed, or some connection needed, somewhere you are traveling. Stay alert, stay up to date, keep sharing news, and utilize social media. Thanks to all the creators of social media, and thanks to everybody for listening today. And it's been a pleasure. I hope to come back with some more sessions like this, and I'm really enjoying it. Thank you to all my listeners. Looking forward to interact with you. Please feel free to connect with us on our social media pages and website www.wordscreations.in, or just type Words Creation. You can find us on most of the social media. Okay guys, have a good day. Bye bye.